Scout Scouts! Welcome back to the garden. I'm Allison, and this is Maisie. Today, we'd like to formally invite you to a seed soiree. In our previous adventure, we learned about all the things plants need to grow. In this episode, we're going to take a closer look at seeds. Let's dig in. So what exactly is a soiree? A soiree is a fancy word for party. Do you like to eat bread, pasta, nuts, or beans? What's something all of these things have in common? They're all really yummy. That's true, but they're also all made from seeds. Today, we're gonna look inside some seeds and learn, as gardeners, how we can best help our seeds to grow. Also, let me know if you've seen Maisie. I have no idea where she's gone.
These are the supplies you'll need for today's activity. A bowl of water, some bean seeds, and a magnifying glass. To start, soak your bean seeds in water overnight.
Once my bean seed has been soaked overnight in water, it'll be really easy to open up.
Make sure you get a really close look at those seeds to practice your observational skills. Practice observing by taking a close look at your seed and having a friend or family member draw what you describe. Then, when they show their picture at the end, you can see how well you described your seed.
Okay, so it's bean-shaped. Okay, got it. And it's got like a layer all the way around it, like sort of like a coat. A coat? Oh, and there's this like little section, like little piece in the middle, and I think that's the little baby plant. Okay. And then I bet the little baby plant gets hungry. So there's a lot of other stuff around it. Kind of like, if it's a lot of food, it's probably like a lunchbox. And a lunchbox? I think this is really good. Oh, awesome! Let me see. Oh, wow, that's really cool, but that's not what I saw at all. I've really got to work on my observational skills. Your drawing was really beautiful, and it had the three main parts. It had the coat, the lunchbox, and the baby plant. Let's see what that looks like in a scientific drawing. These are the three main parts of a seed: the seed coat, the embryo, and the food storage, or endosperm. The seed coat, just like a coat that you would have, helps protect the seed from the elements and make sure it doesn't start sprouting until it's ready. The endosperm, or the food storage, is where the plant starts to gather all of its energy, so it can grow all the way underground, even if there's not a lot of light. And that little part that we saw right in the middle of our bean seed, that is the embryo, or the baby seed. That is going to start growing, gather energy from the endosperm, and then shoot through the surface where it can sprout its own true leaves and start to generate energy on its own. So you start out as a little baby plant. You take a bite out of your lunchbox. You take off your coat. It's harder than it looks. And then you explode out of the soil. Oh, yeah, that is also a way you could say it. Now that we know what the inside of a bean seed looks like, let's learn about some of the conditions that they need to grow. We're going to learn about the information on the back of a seed packet. This information is really important. It helps us make sure we're planting the right seeds at the right time.
These are some of the words you might find on the back of a seed packet.
One very common word found on the back of a seed packet is the word frost. Often your seed packet will say something like 2 to 4 weeks after the last frost. Your frost date varies by where you live, and it means the last date that the soil can freeze. So, it is another word for planting. Your seed packet might also say how many days to emerge or germinate. That means how many days until your plant starts coming out of the soil. Seed depth is how deep into the soil you should plant your seeds. There are lots of other things written on the back of a seed packet. For now, those are the things we will focus on and the only things we really need to know to get started with planting. I have a bunch of seeds in front of me right now. In a moment, I'm going to dig through and pick out the seeds that I want to plant for this season.
Once you know the last frost date for where you live, you can begin planning when you should start your seeds. I like to look at an actual calendar and write down the dates of the earliest planting times for my seeds so that I know when I need to plant at what time of the year. It's time to write things down in our Sprout Scouts journal.
Now that we know the 3 main parts of a seed, the embryo, the endosperm, and the seed coat, let's practice making a scientific drawing in our Sprout Scouts journal.
Along with my scientific seed drawing, I'm also going to make a list of the first planting dates for all of the seeds I picked out. If you'd like some additional journal prompts, go ahead and pause this video and write some of these down in your Sprout Scouts journal.
Thank you for exploring the inside of a seed with me. In our next episode, we're going to start those seeds in some pots we make ourselves. In our previous adventure, we learned, rip off your coat. It's harder than it looks. And explode out of the soil. Also, let me know.